Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. Today's story of things you should never do as a nurse. I'm going to tell you guys about the nurse or the manager that used to steal patients' narcotics. Yes, you heard me right.
Ìwọ ni ọ̀rọ̀ tí ń gbé nínú ọmọ ènìyàn fọ́hùn. Ìwọ ni àdúró tì ní lọ́jọ́ ewu le koko. Ìbà o, ìbà o, ìbà o.
This story is actually a very sad one because I actually liked this person and I knew that they just needed help. But sometimes it's really difficult for the person that needs help to actually recognize the fact that they need help. So while I was working as a nurse educator and infection control nurse in this particular facility, they hired assistant director of nursing because, I don't know if I've said it before, I did so many things, but two jobs that I told myself that I will never do as a nurse was a nurse manager and a director of nursing, because I wasn't going to be called in the middle of the night in my house to come to the building because there's an issue or something has happened. Nah, I'm not about that life, no. So anyway, they hired this lady as assistant director of nursing. She was very nice, pretty smart, young girl, very nice, good character, good humor. I liked her. At that point, because this was a new position that was created for her, she didn't have a space, so she was squatting in my classroom. So where I was, I had a classroom and I had my office inside the classroom. So when you come in, the right would be going into my office and going straight would be the classroom. She was basically squatting in my classroom. So we got to talk, we got to hang out. I mean, she didn't even last past that classroom, okay? But let me not run ahead of myself. Very soon, I began to notice some strange things. I'm going to call her Joy. So Joy will come to work looking a little sleepy and the pupil all dilated. I was like, something ain't right. Like, what's going on, Joy? Oh, I'm just tired. I was so exhausted last night. I got into a fight with my husband and my mother and blah, blah, blah. Like, okay, so why are you fighting with your mom and your husband? Oh, because I told her to take care of the kids and my husband is just... First of all, the very first time Joy came for orientation, I knew something was wrong. There was a red flag. When she told me in the middle of orientation that she had to go get her medication because she has IBS, and she was giving me some stories and she needed medication, I was like, okay. Well, I can't really say you don't have what you say you have. She was like, can she complete her orientation tomorrow? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you're the assistant director of nursing. They just hired you, but whatever. Okay. So I just knew something was wrong, but I was like, okay, I'm not about to judge her. I just met her. So, okay. So it was when she started, acting weird, and she would come in and looking all sleepy, and people started noticing. Even the director of nursing noticed, the administrator noticed, because one time she came and she was all sleepy and droopy. She was talking to and she told me, oh, I have a gift. I wasn't here during Christmas. I have a gift for the administrator. I'm like, I don't think this is the right time. The way you're looking, are you okay? I don't think you should go to, nah, I'm fine. People all dilated. She went and apparently gave this gift. So that told me that this administrator definitely saw her, knew that something was wrong. Director of nursing, the nurses started saying stuff to her about this lady, but she wasn't saying anything. So who am I to come say something? Me, I'm just here at work. See, one thing with nursing is they always look for a scapegoat. They all see it, but they want you to come use your mouth and say, so they can say, oh, Andy said. I'm like, I've been way too experienced at this point to now do this, because all of you guys can see what's going on. So if you're not going to say anything, I'm not going to say, okay, let's all be here. Okay. Next thing, I started seeing Joy going around collecting narcotics. Oh, I need to count your narcotics, going to nurses. So nurses started coming to me like, what is going on? I'm like, isn't she your assistant director of nursing? Like, why are you guys asking me? So of course, being a nice person that I am, I went to Joy. I said, Joy, what's going on? Is everything okay? Just started giving me a story that she's, of course, the first time she gave me, told me she's on oxycodone because she had an accident, she broke her back and stuff. She has the paperwork to show for it. Okay. So I'm telling her, man, you're coming to work, your eyes, people's dilated, and the way you're talking, your speech is not coming out right, and like, what's going on? Okay. Now the HR now is aware of it, so people are starting to know this thing at work, but nobody's taking the first steps to address it. So as usual, I said to myself, okay, one day something is going to happen, and Andy's not going to be here when it happens. It'll all go down, and that day I will not be here when it all goes down. And that's exactly what happened. During one holiday, the director of nursing administrator, they were not there. I saw Joy going around saying she's counting. Meanwhile, we had work to do. A lot of admissions were coming in. Instead of Joy coming to help with admission, I was at the nurses station helping with admissions. Joy was busy counting narcotics. And apparently she takes this narcotics. She doesn't really count it with the nurses. She just takes it and say, oh yeah, I'm going to take care of it. Nobody knows what happens to it. So they all come to me as the education nurse educator. I'm like, this is above my pay grade. You got to go to your director of nursing and report this thing. So of course, nurses started mumbling. They started questioning her. You're taking the narcotics. We don't know what's happening to the narcotics. I'm the one selling, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, to cut the whole story short, and unfortunately for her, she took narcotics from a nurse that was very, very, that was insisting on finding out what happened to that narcotics, because which she should have, all of them should have, because you're signing this thing off with her, but you're not witnessing her destroy. It's supposed to be destroyed by two people. That's the rule. So this person was like, you're not taking my name down. You're taking this thing. I don't know what you're doing with it. I'm signing this thing off. Went to the administrator, went to the director of nursing. Now the whole thing was, So they now went to Joy. What happened to the narcotics? Blah, blah, blah. Joy could not produce these medications. So she came to work and they told her to pee. Joy tried to give somebody else's pee. To cut the whole story short, Joy was stealing narcotics. She was selling them. And she was taking them too. Because of course she had that injury in her back, which someone started her on medication that she could not get off of it, and she needed help. All I wanted them to do was get her help, but they were just acting like they did not see what was going on. The thing is, in nursing, if you have that kind of problem, even with Board of Nursing, they'll suspend your license and they'll put you through. The rule is you have to go through treatment. It's not something that somebody should be judged or beat up for. It's the fact that they need help. So once you go through your treatment and you come back, your license can be reinstated, but you can work as a nurse. Most times they will not let you count narcotics. You will not be holding any narcotics key. If you need to give narcotics, someone else, your supervisor, will have to give you narcotics until you're properly cleared. But I don't think Joy was reported because, of course, I don't want to say what I want to say, but there's a reason why, and it was the way. Okay. So she wasn't reported because a few weeks later, she sent me a text and said, hey, I just got a new job as the director of nursing. I was like, oh boy. She got a job as a director of nursing somewhere, which means that now nobody can question her about the narcotics because she's the director of nursing. Don't be like Joy. You can lose your license over this. Bye.
Ìwọ ni ọ̀rọ̀ tí ń gbé nínú ọmọ ènìyàn fọ́hùn. Ìwọ ni àdúró tì ní lọ́jọ́ ewúlé kòkó. Ìbà o.